So today I'm going to do a review of my Migatronic Rallymig 161i, which I have been using for a couple of months now. This is a combination machine where you can do MIG welding, TIG welding and stick welding all in this neat little package. First I want to share the 3 things I like and don't like about it. So to start off with 3 positive things about this machine, I have number 1, the price. It's a really cheap machine if you take into consideration what it's capable of. Number 2, it's a combo machine and it's very compact in size, which makes it great to a great machine to take with you on jobs, a great machine for a small shop such as mine. The third thing that I really like about it is the way it handles and performs. It is awesome, actually. I haven't done a bad weld with it if I have been taking care and prepping my weld surface properly. And then we have 3 things that I don't like about this machine. So number 1, it does not have a separate feed knob. When you set the amperage setting, you automatically set the machine automatically sets the wire feed at the same time. So bumping your amperage will also bump your feed rate. And this works most of the times. It does do good welds even though it doesn't have that setting. There are instances where I want to be able to just tweak the feed setting just a little bit to get that perfect weld. And I think for many novice welders, and bear in mind, I'm not an expert welder. I do not claim to be. But I do have some knowledge and I have been welding for quite some time. But for most people who are novice, I would say that you don't need that setting. But I think the machine would benefit from it. I think that it would suit more people that have been welding for quite some time if it had that setting. Second thing that I do not like is the grip. Awful grip. Again, if you're a novice welder, if you haven't done much welding, if this maybe even is your first machine, I don't think this is gonna bother you, because you haven't been able to get used to using your index finger for welding. And you might as well teach yourself just to use the thumb. However, if you're like me, used to using your index finger for welding, that does create a problem, because the grip is not very ergonomic and using your thumb just feels backwards to me. So the way I solved that was that I took the grip from my old welder. Basically what that means is that I took the plastic from the old welding grip, and it's working perfectly. I took the trigger as well, so I get the trigger that I had for my old welder, and it's actually working great. And I would say this enhances the way that I see the machine dramatically. So number 3 of the things I don't like is the manual, and this is just kind of because I felt I had to put something in the 3rd spot of this list. The manual is not a very good one. It lacks in detail mainly, and I would really appreciate it if they would describe the functions a little better. And in the manual it says like kind of what the setting is and what the limits of the setting is, the low and the high limit. But it doesn't say anything about how to set it and why you would want to change the setting. And I really think they would benefit from putting a little more effort into doing a good manual, especially since this machine have to be considered to be a machine for novice welders, or mainly focused at novice welders. So going through the settings real quickly, you have your MIG or stick TIG setting right there. Here you choose the material you're welding and your shielding gas, and this is the setting for your wire thickness. So up here you have your amperage, feed and material thickness setting, and all these are set with this knob, and changing one changes all. So you can choose your amperage, and if I set it to 120, and here on my material thickness I want to go higher, that means it's gonna bump the amperage as well and the feed. And this is where I would like the feed to be disconnected from this, so that I could choose maybe 120 amps and then bump my feed up and down if I want to. And there are a couple of other settings on this knob, on this button here, but I'm not going to go through them. And no, the display is not blinking, that's just a camera. And as for the leads, I have added my stick welding leads, which I already had. And the same goes for my TIG torch, which I've hooked up. My conclusion is that this machine is well worth its money. I like it, it's a neat package, good price, it performs well. For me, it's perfect. I have a small shop, I don't have a lot of space to have different welders, so I really need a small machine that can do many things, and that fits perfectly. I really hope you found this review helpful, and if you did, just hit that thumbs up. It helps me, and it also helps people like yourself to find this video. If there's any questions you might have or something I didn't go through, just leave a comment below and I will try to answer all your questions. Now, good luck with your welding and get your hands dirty.